The Doug Rising Show. Well, the Doug Rising Show. Well, the Doug Rising Show. And I'm the Rice. Yeah, baby, how you doing? It's me. Yeah, take it all in. Because you can see, I know, I'm here. How you doing? I got a little bit of energy this morning, this afternoon, this evening, however you're feeling. How are you? My name is Doug Rice. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. And you are seeing me after a long time, I know. But there are changes afoot. Things are happening. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. It's 12:01 in the afternoon on the 5th of November. 2023 as we bring to a close, I'd say the worst year that can possibly be, but we got 2024 to look forward to. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you for tuning in to the Doug Rice Show. I need to remind you that I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitter, now X, I suppose. What's next? I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, I guess. But you can see me on Twitch. You can also see me on, there's another show, Discord. And as I recall, that's about it. And that's about all. How you doing? Are you looking at what's going on? Are you watching the show? Not this show, just so you know. I mean the show that they put on amongst themselves out there. Oh, the threat and smell of war seems to be in the air. I can't tell you. Let me tell you this, folks. This you can't miss. I have a sponsor. This gentleman, Twid. I call him Twid because that's what I do. Oh, you like that working? Well, I do too. Twidwear is the official sponsor of the Doug Rice Show. That's right, folks. We're going to bring this show to its fruition with not too many jokes. I'm just joking. We're on a mission to get this show mainstream. I will do everything I can to minimize the profanity, but I can't promise you a damn thing, you see. That's just because, that's just me. All right. Well, anyway, Twid, TWID, Twidwear, that's what I do. That is the official sponsor of the Doug Rice Show. I do appreciate you showing up. From this point forward, I do believe I will be showing you my face. And I also will be having some guests in the place. There may be topics of shorter order, but, I'm not running for the border or anything. We're just going to try to do as much as we can to make this as entertaining a show. And I try to avoid calling this a program. I do, because all of us have been programmed. Negroes have been programmed far too long. We've been programmed. I'll call this a deprogram if I have to. But again, I do thank you for showing up. Again, visit our official sponsor, Twidwear. We're going to have Twid on. We're going to have some other guests that talk about things that are of interest to Negroes in this country as we await our second exodus and look upon those that pretend to be us and such and whatnot and thus. Okay, there's where I land. And take it all in. That's some good stuff. Come on, man. Come on. Buy some of this. Also, if you don't mind, if you could, while it's on my mind, like, subscribe, share. There's a button somewhere down there. Also, if you don't mind, give to the show's effort. There are usury edifices in the bottom scrolling area of the screen. Okay. So this is going to be good. Here's the thing. I have to be more universal in the approach of the Doug Rice Show, and something I want to carry something. I want to be able to promote something. Behind every great effort, there is a sponsor, and the sponsor for this effort again is Twidwear. And so we're going to be sporting Twid gear. We're going to have the culmination, hopefully, of a show that we can present to the nation so that we can keep brothers and sisters in the know under this creation. And I can imagine there'll be some variation. Okay, I land right there. I used to do a show in front of a camera every day, or every other day, or when I did it, whenever I say. But I'm going to go back to that because I understand that I can get, I guess, more of a grasp of the Negro population that might need so desperately this vital information. Okay, I do that now. Get over it. Today we got seven topics. I usually do 7 topics. For those of you that are new, let me tell you how this show will go. So I started out January 6, 2021. That's when my brain came completely undone. And if they had let them, they'd have surely won. I saw white rage on stage. And the only thing that kept, well, there were 2 things that I thought about as I watched the parade of caucastic nightmare approach and breach the Capitol. And the first thought, of course, of what if they were black? What if they were Negroes? That would have, thought number 1, I'm sure, as most of us thought, my God, they haven't just mowed down a considerable amount of people yet. It was, what if they were black? Every one of us thought that. But then the second thought is nobody's going to pay. I mean, there are far too many of them, and they all just went away. So that's the day that started this effort. That's the day that started the Doug Rice Show. I've had some folks from the beginning here, just so you know, and I think we're catching our stride. We're making some progress. I think we're going to do far more than we do far less. But I digress. All right, 7 topics. That's what we got. All right, before I drop it, 7 topics. We have an anchor topic. Now, interwoven in the title of the show, just so everybody here knows, is all the topics that are, I'm going to drop it right now. All right, so if you can't tell, I'll let you know. Capitalization of each of the words in certain areas doesn't look absurd. It's the way I announced that I'm going to tell you all the things that you'll soon heard. Okay, we'll just leave it there. The Gentile End Game. Thank you again for showing up. Please like, subscribe, do all the things that catch your eye. They're down there. You see them? I see them. They're down there. They're down there. Okay. I don't know about the notification bell. As I've said, nobody can tell. And the notification bell don't work so swell. So the notification bell can go to hell. That's one curse word. Let's move on. Gentile End Game. That's our anchor topic. The Gentile End Game. Are you watching? Are you watching what's happening? I am. Thank goodness Negroes are not a part of this effort to, further the Israeli, I don't know, whatever they're doing, but they're failing. And they can't wait to get to throwing nuclear bombs. I mean, they just can't. They're begging for it to happen. They're asking for the genocidal murder of millions to begin upon the push of a button, and then that's the end. This is what's going on, folks, my friend. It's the Gentile End Game, and we know how it goes. I mean, we know who they are, and we know who are those. We do. It's repetitively predictable. I had to write that twice. Repetitively predictable. Why? Because here are 2 things that caught my eye. They had a World War I. They got a World War II, and it's the World War III is same thing about these folks. Somebody said to call them small hats. I don't know where we came up with that, but okay, whatever. The Gentile End Game involves those Jews. And I'm here to release and tell you all the news, but their end is that they fight God. I find that incredibly odd. After they turn on each other, they're going to look to us. And that's when, that's when everything's going to blow. The target is Negroes, just so you know. The Gentile End Game is us. It's really that simple. It's that plain. I hope you understand and hear what I'm saying. It's just a fact. They make it look like that. They make it look as if they're going after each other, but you need to understand, sisters and brothers, they're looking toward Negroes. You understand what we represent? They won't stop until they get us. They will not relent. But the end game is, I believe, prophetically sent. And it's about the time that they touch God's eyeball. That's in scripture. That's when God's going to show up. Check it. You know, some people think the Gentile end game involves them just going to war with each other, but it's far deeper than that. They have been after us ever since we got away. You know, there's not too much more I can say about that. All right, so that's the anchor topic. All right, enough. I'll drop it. Moving on. Thank you, Detrina. If you are here, let the rest of you please draw near because I've got a lot more to put to your ear. Next topic, reading is fundamental. Reading. I've been on this for weeks, have I not? I've been like, you've heard me speak. I've been on this. We have to read, Negro. We have to fill the need, Negroes. Reading is fundamentally fundamental to our mental. Reading is not experimental. Reading is very instrumental. It hinges on your very survival at this point. I mean, if we have Negroes that are illiterate or unable to read, we need to go fill the need. We have to teach these Negroes to read because there's a lot in there they're hiding from us. Some good measure of how we were kept back of the bus. I'm telling you, reading is fundamental. And let me tell you why, okay? You can't unread it. It's the reason for the change in my attitude. You can't unsee it. You can't unlearn it. There are no takebacks to reading. Once you've read it and you've said it, well, that's it. You might as well dead it. Now, lately, I've been reading to you, and, I'm hoping that you find some of it interesting, too. The reading is extremely fundamental, and a point not missed. They did not want Negroes reading. You hear me? They did not. That's the last thing they thought we'd be needing. And as I begin to delve deeper into books that have been kept from me purposefully and intentionally, I begin to see an interwoven deception, and it seems to be intricately in connection with, a long-term and well-needed correction. Reading is what Negroes are needing. And let me tell you something, I've said it before, and it's a point we can't ignore. They knew the danger. They knew the danger, the result. They knew what would happen if we started reading. My God. Come on. Tell me that most of you haven't discovered over the last few years things that you never thought you'd ever know. Well, this is just about not as bad as it's going to go, but you can tell them I said so because, okay, I'll stop. Reading is fundamental. Okay, that's it. I believe I've hit every point. Yes, we can move forward to the third topic. Excuse me, don't applaud as I move forward. That's rude. Listen to the words I'm trying to exude. This next topic for me has been on my mind. And answers to this topic I've been able to find. Why are they so hated? Why are they so hated, a group of individuals? It seems as though hate chases them down and seeks them out, begins to bomb them, roundabout. I'm just curious, why are they so hated? I think I've hit upon a few answers. Now, the Talmud, a book, a publication that we've gone over, I think just a few days ago, the Talmud gives insight into the mind of these individuals that call us their kind. Something like that, I'll rewind. Why are they so hated? They will not answer this question. They seem to be observant that there is no connection to their being hated with the amount of fervor that they exude. I got to tell you, the amount of hate they have, it's incredibly rude. You go into that Talmud and look for yourself. Don't leave it a book just up on the shelf. It is the reason they are hated with such season not abated. No one asks why they are hated. No one. It's just the hate. Oh, the hateful Hamas, the hateful this, the hateful that, the hateful the other. How is it that you gather so much hate amongst yourselves as a nation that you claim to be chosen? I'm just, it's my mind. It's kind of frozen. Tell me how this is. You sit where you sit and you take all the shit. I cursed once. But it's because you claim this order of fame that has no association with any of your name. So it's just a question, why are they so hated? I don't know. The Talmud answers a lot of the questions that you want to hear. And every time you consider it, they throw that anti-Semitism near. Is you anti-Semite. You're an anti-Semite, or want to know, or investigate, or say, or have the trait of an anti-Semite. It's somebody that is somewhat discriminatory against the history of Jews. It's those folks that want to proclaim and announce the news. I'm sorry. There are not too many words I can use. Next! Oh, I like that. I landed well. Thank you again, folks, for your support. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the numbers. Hey, we're increasing. I'm starting to get this wisdom releasing, right? No? Yes? Yes? No? Okay, stop. I'll just stop. The King of the North. Now look, I don't know who the King of the North is. But I'm going to tell you this. Can we get down to biz here? I believe it could be Putin. Let me tell you why from where I'm shooting. Putin is an interesting history. I don't even know if he's alive anymore. There's quite a mystery there. But this seems to be a Putin op. This seems to be a Russian operation, this whole attack on the Israel nation. I don't know the evidence. It's right in my face, and I think that the King of the North has something to do with what's happening. He's pulling the strings, man. He's visiting presidents, folks and kings, man. He's down there. He's in the mix. What's he doing? Huh? He ain't selling sticks. The King of the North. Take a look at his latest travels. Take a look at where he's been. Take a look at where Putin has arrived. Take a look at where he spends his time. Take a look, man. And then what happens is he recesses into the background, back to where he can act like a clown freely and openly in front of everybody to see, but back where he's been, suddenly, they're attacking. And back and forth he goes, and back and forth he goes, and nobody knows the shade he throws. I don't know. Let me give you an update on Vladimir Putin, okay? This guy is who gave us Donald Trump. This guy worked Donald Trump like a rib, okay? Put a red sparrow right next to him. And we all were front row to the Donald Trump show, right? And I think this next operation is in the same kind of connection with the Putin operation for his own protection. How about that? Okay, we'll land there. You good? You good? Latest travels. They are his people, by the way. Let's connect the dots, shall we? Let me say this. Putin is damn near checking his own people everywhere. Think about this. They all stem from the Russian area, right? The Caucasus Mountains, right? Or a little to the right, right? They're somewhere in there, right? And they all Slavs intermixed with Neanderthals, intermixed with Anglo-Saxons and all, right? I don't understand. It's Ukraine. I look at a Ukrainian and then I look at an Israeli and I can't tell the difference. I can't imagine it. I'm looking at an Israeli, I'm looking at the Ukraine, and for all intents and purposes, they both look the same. They are the same. Ukrainians and the folks that are in Israel, they're the same people. Yes, they are. And we found that out by reading. I won't back up, but we could, right? The Ukrainians and the Israelis. You put a Ukrainian, you put an Israeli, and guess what you got? Twins. You know, take their DNA, which leads me to say, interesting fact in regards to what I'm saying is that it seems to me the Israelis ain't playing. They don't allow DNA testing to be sold to their population. I don't think they want to really find out from whence they come creation. I tried. What do you want me to do? But it all ties into the King of the North, and I said those are his people, of course. Those are his same people. So Putin is checking Ukraine, and by third person, twice removed, he's doing the same to the Israelis. Yeah, he is, because he's working with the Iranians and all the other Arab nations. And I think that's kind of how he's in relation to the whole mess. But I digress. Let's go to the next topic, because it might be the best. Next, I like that. Our service is required. Negroes, do you know who you are? Let me take a drink real quick. I won't go far. You are royalty. The least that you are, and I know that some of you question why they hate us so. Well, let me enlighten you so that all of you Negroes know they hate us because they ain't us. Now, that's a true statement. I can say it all day, everywhere, without abatement. They hate us because they ain't us, and our service is required. And for a long time, they looked upon us, with jealousy and admired our position. The position of holy, royal Negroes. Again, that's the least that you are. If you broke yourself down like a fraction, you'd still be a star. That was good. I like that one myself. Our service is required. This shit ain't over. I said shit. That's 3 curse words, and I think that'll be it. But it ain't over. It's far from over. This ain't over, folks. After this, your service will be in evidence. You'll be needed, and the rest of the folks around you will have conceded. And then the rest of prophecy can have proceeded. I like that. I landed there too. Our service is required. Negroes are needed. Kings, priests, and judges. What, you think that's a joke? That ain't just some line some dude back then wrote. That's real. That's the deal. That's exactly how you should feel. Kings, priests, and judges. That's who we are. You want to know why they look at us with the side eye? You want to know why they frown at us when they slide by? I mean, do you really want to know why we make them cry? Well, that's the reason. We're royalty. We're of the royal line of Judah. We are of royal nature. Just to give you, that kind of focal point. Anyway, our service will be required, and they envy our position. Yeah, they do. And they'll try to remove us through murder or attrition. They'll do anything they can to remove the black man as he sits or he stands. And there's where I land. I don't know. Yes, our service is required. And again, it's the reason they look at us with such envy while being admired. I went backwards, moving on. Okay, next, becoming mentally removed. Now, this topic may have been slightly improved. You gotta remove yourself from the situation trapped within this vile creation of a white supremacist ideologist nation. It's not even funny. And don't wait for everything to jump off and start, really getting dangerous, because then either you're going to be crying and your nose is running. Yeah, I went there. What do you want me to do? Your perception will change if you become mentally rearranged. If you simply remove yourself from their fire and take from in front of you what they choose you admire, you'll find out that your soul may be set afire. And of this kind of talk, I will never, ever tire. Becoming mentally removed. Remove the smile. Just do it a while. See how it improves your style. I kid you not. I kid you not. A serious-minded, serious-looking Negro can cut and slice through the day without any impediment, so. But we got a smile, it's like an invitation for you to commiserate with other nations. And let me tell you, the commiseration is just an inflation. Becoming mentally removed. I mean, we don't fit here. We don't fit here. We're the only group of people that wasn't asked to come near. We were brought here, tugged by our neck. And then they went to the task to infect our mental. It wasn't instrumental to our being, well, predictable. But I will tell you this, folks. Well, I ain't got no more jokes. We're done with that one. Becoming mentally removed. I think that's about as much as improved it can get. And they're running interference and still, and yet, if we can tune them out, if we can not hear them shout, I mean, they want us to be a part of their thing. But tell me, what benefits will it bring? Not a single one. And we're damn near done. That's not a curse word, so don't count it as one. Lastly, last topic, stop. Be kingdom-minded. No, I'm just kidding. Be kingdom only. Be kingdom only. You won't be lonely. Let me tell you why. Because only the kingdom can. Only the kingdom can do what? Think of anything. On demand. Oh, that was a good one to land. Be kingdom only, folks. You know, people say Negro only. I'm Negro only. I get it. But when you're kingdom only, well, it's a little bit different, right? You get a head start on this thing, Negroes. Listen. There are no countries that will survive. I need you to understand that, and please do not count your lives on these countries with their flags. I mean, just the egging on and nagging on their existence like they're in some kind of resistance to what's eventually going to happen with some insistence. The kingdom will arrive. So be kingdom only. You know, honestly, you are kingdom only by your Negro nature. This is true. Each and every one of you. If you sit still in the moment somewhere by yourself, you'll find out that you are kingdom only. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Every nation will fall. I think I said that before. Yes. I think we're done with the score. Yeah, be kingdom only. Kingdom only. Negro only. Kingdom only. That's when they start shoving the flags in your faces. You understand? Because that's what they're doing elsewhere in this land. All right, there we go. We're done with the first half of the Doug Rice Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that was as entertaining as you can imagine. But I will be here again tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, with this face looking right there at you as we begin to prepare. And we do. The second half of the show, folks, as you may already know, is about Negro news. You and I are set to peruse the reason I asked for you to get that smile off your faces, particularly in those awkward public places. I've said before, you invite with a smile folks that want to interfere with your style. You know what I mean? You ever just smiling and you're minding your business and then somebody thinks it's an invitation to be in your orbit? Yeah, I don't like that either. All right, let's go into this. What do we have today to look at the news? And what do we have for Negroes to peruse? I believe we got something. Hold on. Well, here we go. Well, let me do this so I can get on with the show. I do appreciate you showing up, folks. And let me just say this and set aside all the jokes. I need your support. I've been assisted, and I wanted to mention that because the point I didn't miss it. And I thank those who have shown their support so generously. And I intend to deliver on as much effort and promises vigorously. Okay, moving on. Let me go ahead and get to you anyway. All right, here we go. Why do I do this? I'm going to tell you this. Am I looking right? Yeah. Am I looking right? I don't know. This is the reason I do this. This is the reason I look at this news. This is the reason I do peruse, because too many of us lose. We lose when we have the smile on our faces. And let me tell you what they do to get in our graces. They only let certain Negroes in their places. And usually it's because they got a grin on their face. And that's the only reason a Negro might be in their place. But there is no reason to smile. There's no reason to have a grin. And having one on your face is damn near a Negro sin. Let's begin. How the black aristocracy of the Gilded Age ushered in a new era of education and freedom. My goodness, this one is, yeah, well, that was doing a little too good. That was just a little, no, you doing a little too good now there, Fred. You okay? You looking a little bit, they couldn't take that. Now, understand that after slavery, as you look at this photo, after slavery, there was a specific period of time when they left Negroes what they call the hell alone. All right? And we were free to roam and develop and prosper. And we got looking pretty good. A few of us became millionaires. I forget the one woman who became a millionaire during the time, this Renaissance period. She did hair care products, and now women claim give them cancer. If you could just do full circle, we might get the answer. But this was for some white people, and I say that just direct, that the vision of successful Negroes to white people, it did connect. And so they took some interesting precautions and stances to correct. Yeah, they tore shit up, like Tulsa. Remember that? I hate remembering in this place. I do. I do not like the remembrance put in our face. I don't, because at no point in time were Negroes expected to get comfortable here. I don't read in scripture anywhere that it says we need to build a house, a home, and just right here on the property roam. No. I read somewhere at some point we're going home. So, I mean, we can make a living while we're here giving a damn about them being near us, but, you know, you don't make the bed in the burning house. You know, you just try to tiptoe out without waking them out. I'll stop. Katrina, thank you for making me stop doing that. Okay, let's move on, shall we? All right, just like that. All right, what do we got? What is it with these folks and this whole obsession with what they do with black people in connection with their laws or anything else? Biden can keep his pledge and appoint a black woman to our federal bench. Why? So that she can be up there as somebody's wench? Oh, yeah, it just came out. It just came out. Oh, really? Okay, let me remove all doubt. So the last Supreme Court justice that was appointed to the courts, tell me, what has she done for Negroes so far? Have you even heard her name? No, I keep hearing Clarence Thomas. I keep hearing Ginny Thomas. I keep hearing, you know, Chief Justice. I don't hear the sister they just put up there. I don't even hear. Has she made a decision about anything of any consequence for any Negro anywhere? Or has she just been up there as a centerpiece? Is she on the bench as somebody's win? Hey, thought I might cover it and thought I might mention. Next! What do you want me to do? It just comes out. All right. Mississippi has a history of voter suppression. Oh, really? Mississippi? The state has it. Really? I didn't know that. Great. Many see signs of change as black voters re-engage and rearrange, and you just get the same old turning page. And Tiffany says that she's a base social activist, says she has been reinvigorated to go to the polls thanks to her close friends. Well, I guess there's some of those. Let me tell you something about this history, okay? I'm 58 years old, damn near 60, okay? You know, I've seen this same headline time after time after time about the progress made with the black vote. And there's no more need to protest because that's all she wrote. Nope. Stop. Don't gloat. First, the struggle is, to me, totally irrelevant. I mean, they're not even going to do anything prevalent. Look, These people are wasting their time on a mission that has already been completed. There's already been done. And for office, they just continue to run. I don't know, what's Tim Scott? Is he a senator? What's he doing? Tim Scott. Does he represent Negroes? I don't think so. Next. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. All right, well, let me move on so you know. I'm getting there. Relax. Everybody just calm down. We'll see what we're doing. All right, what do we got here? Oh, well, this is interesting. Everybody still grinning? We good? Okay. Opinion. Republican tactics to suppress the black vote echo those seen after the Civil War. Again, Republican tactics to suppress the black vote echo those seen after the Civil War. Only, well, there's just a little bit more. Because back then, it was Democrats that were shooting black men. It was that what was done to make voters run. On Election Day, November 7th, Americans will vote for thousands of candidates for public offices, governors, state officials, and legislators, mayors, and a multitude of country and town supervisors. Their elections will be run by an army of poll workers, many of them citizen volunteers who receive only token payment for their efforts. They will open the poll, check voter lists, monitor voter machines, and count votes. These unsung jobs embody the machinery of democracy in action, where political partisanship meets the hard reality of numbers. To work, this machinery depends on the trust of the American public if Republican government is to survive. Well, guess what? The government is struggling for its very life, and the death knells I hear. Yes, the death of the Republic I see drawing near. And it's got to go, not just because I said so, because, well, it's doing nothing for Negroes. And, well, you know. Next, I don't know. They want you to vote. I don't know. To vote for what? Vote for, listen to me. Do you not understand that peppered throughout this land, there are white men right now that are working on their 200-page manifesto so that they can one day drive 200 miles to take Negro lives and maybe just so they can say they did so. So no, I don't feel comfortable. No, I don't feel like this is home. And on this land, I choose not to roam. So let's move on. Oh, look at this one. I thought this was nice. So this guy here, who was Bass Reeves? Bass Reeves was black lawman whose untold story until now. Why are you telling our stories? Bass Reeves should be a household name because he was the greatest lawman in the history of this country. But the man at the center of the new Paramount drama, oh, it's a Paramount. Oh, you're making money off of it. That's what you're doing. So that's what this is about. This is about making money. This is about, lawman Bass Reeves, first black U.S. deputy marshal. Will you please stop romanticizing the torrid experience of this poor individuals who had to put a badge on to enforce the law of a land that enslaved his ancestors and called him the N-word every chance he could get upon wearing that badge still yet. I don't get that. What are you talking about? You think he had happy times? I need you to understand this. Listen to this, man. You're telling me you think this guy put that badge on and it was a good day? It wasn't a good day. Let me tell you something. It was the worst day of his Negro life. How dare you? This is a framing in this heroistic kind of cultured nonsense that somehow jives with the narrative of upholding American values, the same values that handed us Donald J. Damn Trump. The same values that have a dude like Paul Gosar in office. How you gonna have this dude, do you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about the little Mexican fella that got himself in Congress in the best way I could imagine any crook would do. He just told a lie direct and straight through. Y'all know his name, put it in chat. And I'm just gonna leave it right there like that. I don't like this nonsense, man. Every day for the next few days, he walked as a lawman trying to enforce their ways. This poor man, I can't imagine. You imagine the kind of white men that this man came across back then? Okay, I'm done. I'm stopping. Next, the point I'm dropping. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes I just go on a tangent, and I don't know. It's a thing. Okay, so let me ask you a question. What benefit will this bring? What is the deal with the people that want to support Donald Trump? Because that's what we're talking about. The black people, Kanye West started this trend. Okay, and I hope the thing will come back again because it's a rolling. This woman here says that she likes Trump and supports him in the hood. Well, let me tell you something. Donald Trump ain't gonna do the hood no good. I don't understand, and I don't think how would you think he would? I wouldn't even consider he should. Donald Trump does not like Negroes. Can I say that again? For those. Donald Trump is not in love with black people. Will you please stop? He's in love with people that smile and grin in his face. All right, I'm going to move forward. I'm sorry. I'm losing grace. All right, I'm sorry. Here we go. Oh, God, that was the headline, just so you know. Meet the black artists flocking to Donald Trump. Why is anybody that is of any skin color, of any nature, supporting Donald Trump? How can you even be so benign? Okay, I'm not going to find one for that one. Let's move on. Oh, this was interesting. You like this one right here? San Jose cop fired after texting, "I hate black people." Well, he was fired. Well, you know, I mean, it's not that he can't be rehired somewhere else because that's probably in the works already. But I hate black people. He carried a badge and a gun. I'm pretty sure he saw black people and made them run. I could go all day on this one. I could. A police officer in San Jose, California was fired after investigators say that they uncovered racist messages sent in June. The department announced in a press release. Stop right there. Let me ask you a question. How'd they find the text messages? My phone is right here, folks. Who found what? Who turned him in? Somebody reviewing his text? Oh, so what? Tell me. The text messages are part of the public record. Is this what's going on? You see, that's stupid. So I'm just curious. These messages came to light in the last few days and hours, and that officer is no longer employed with the city. There is zero tolerance for even a single discovered expressed action of racial bias I'm sorry, I put discovered in there myself because everything else, as long as it's swept under the rug and you don't like black people, well, you can call them a thug. You know what I mean? It's cool. Stop. I mean, what are you doing? So how was this missed over the years that he was a police officer? Tell me that he's had no complaints and there have been no biases toward people of the black persuasion, because let me tell you something. He'd call them black if they were dark enough and Asian, right? Let's just go there. So what caught this man was his expression of his attitude. And he took that attitude with him wearing a badge and a gun out in the neighborhood to enforce the law on someone. Okay, on that one, I'm done. Next! Yeah, well, I gotta run. All right, what did I tell you? What did I tell you, folks? What did I tell you? I keep telling you, and I'll tell you again. Leroy Stoverman, Birmingham's first black police officer, dies at 90. You get a headline when you're hired. You may get a headline if you get fired. But then you get another headline when you die so they can sit there and admire. I don't understand that. So I don't understand the bookend of the circumstances of being black in this country and doing something that black people aren't intended to do. Do you not understand the message they're trying to get through? That's really the message. When they say that a black has done first, what they're doing is trying to quench their own guilt thirst. And that's for real. These are things that black people were not supposed to do. And that's the reason we're able to read it through and through, from the beginning to the end, because all they do is pretend. Is this it for him? You won't hear about this man anymore. All right. We're almost done, folks. Relax. You can go to the store. Brocken teacher on TikTok, black bear to be euthanized. What'd I tell you about black bears? What I keep telling you, there's a war on black bears in this country, and I'm coming to their defense. I want to see a polar bear euthanized. Damn it, I want to see a polar bear taken to task for going in some sort of camp. I want him to kick his ass. I want to see a brown bear get taken down, because I don't see too many brown bears around. I only see the black bears. I had to go there. All right, next. I'm almost done. I know you folks got to run. Black voters in Milwaukee list complaints on Biden ahead of primary. We're damned anyways. Yeah, especially if you stay here. Yeah. Yeah, we're damned anyways. So you know what that means? That means Trump is going to be returning to the scene. And let me tell you something. When Trump comes back, that's going to be a wrap. I'll just say that. Next, I'm trying to rush. Black women are the next targets of right-wing legal activists. Black women, you're such a threat. I mean, and let me tell you something, you ain't seen nothing yet. Black women, and look what's after you. If he didn't look so sinister, he'd probably bring laughter too. Look at him. Clearly blue eyes. Conservative legal strategist Edward Blum says it's unfair that there's a grant for Black women small business founders, a group who received 0.34% of all venture capitalist funds in 2021, less than 1% of the hundreds of billions given to the startups each year. I need you to share this one. Please draw your ears near. So let's go through this one, folks. This one here, this one. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with these people? This one is so in his caucastic feelings that he has sued Black women in general. How do you sue Black women in general? Boy, I don't know if does he understand what he's in for? Because he understands he's poking the bear. I mean, you know what I mean? You see a Black woman in peace and you leave that Black woman right there. This one here, he got that caucastic stare. I mean, you don't understand what's about to happen to him. Let's read this again. Conservative legal strategist, Edward Blum says it's unfair. This white man says it's unfair that there is a grant for Black women. He says it's unfair that there's a grant for Black women. Stop. That's what's unfair in his white mind. You need to understand their kind. He thinks it's unfair that Black women are getting something. What are they getting? Let's look at it. They're getting 0.34%, 0.34%. So just over 1/3% of all venture capitalist funds in 2021. And again, that's less than 1/3% of the hundreds of billions given to startups each year that are filled with white men looking just like this pathetic piece of garbage. I put that in myself. That's not down there. So this is what this man is upset about. This is why you need that grin off your face. Oh my goodness. So to that end, Blum has filed a lawsuit against Atlanta-based Black women-owned venture capital investment firm Fearless Fund over its Strivers Grant contest, which limits eligibility for its $220,000 startup grants to companies with less than 51% Black women ownership. Wow. Wow. And he's claiming that it violates an act in 1866. That's what this is about. Very, very interesting. My goodness, folks, I'm near speechless in this one. He's mad because Black women are getting something. I want you to get that grin off your face. And here we go. Black women says hair relaxers gave them cancer. I don't really understand that, and I don't have the answer. But the need to have your hair straight is some sort of delusion. You need to wake up before it's too late. You don't need to have your hair relaxed. Keep it just like that. And lastly, stop applauding. Kentucky black voter says Cameron doesn't reflect our needs. So they've got a black person, which I thought was interesting, that they don't agree with. On Tuesday, a small group of black voters, political activists gathered at where? The Shiloh Baptist Church. Now, why are they in church voting for something? Very, very interesting. Why are they in church voting for something? Very, very interesting. I'm going to leave it right there because guess what? I'm needing some air. So that's it, folks. That's the show. And I am about to go. I appreciate your being here, just so you know. I'm Doug Rice. I thought that would be a better news piece, so I didn't think twice. Forgive me. Aren't you nice? All right, folks, that's it. I got to go. This is going to be the Doug Rice Show. It's going to be me that you'll see, and hey, let the chips fall wherever they may be. All right, fine. Thank you again for showing up. I want to again point to my sponsor, Twidware. And I'm going to be doing this regularly, usually on the half hour, on the hour somewhere, so you folks can see that I am officially sponsored. And I love the blue shirts. I love everything blue. Listen, I got a few things to tell you. Go to Twidware and buy some of his apparel. And the reason I'm encouraging you to support a woke Negro, an individual that spent years in developing a name brand that can be the anchor of some kind of support for Negroes everywhere. We've got plans. I mean, we got some plans. We're all leaving. Okay, don't mistake that and best believing. We're leaving. But it's good to support each other, though. I think so. I've looked at his brand. I've had some of the clothing, and it's top notch. It's good stuff. And you can't know unless you buy some, unless you get some, unless you pick something up. And so, as I wrap up, go to twidware.com. Hopefully I've not got any stuff there. And please, find something that you like. And remember, to appease your clothing needs, this is thick stuff. And winter's coming off, so it could be rough. You never know. The shoes, the shirts, the twid gear, the twid wear, the skin care, it's all there. It's there. And use TDRS to order and get 10% off anything that you might want to dress in, I guess. Yeah, that's it. Now, again, you're going to have to register. You're going to have to provide your email. And you'll do that because you do that with other brands that are Greco-Roman without fail. You do not fail to offer your information to the name brands you may be accustomed to. So we want you to offer all of your information to Twidware. And there it is there. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it, as well as I do have other giving areas that you can use. The Cash App down there, your peruse, and giving to this show, well, you cannot lose, because I'll do this. I have some PDF files that may be just your style. I read during the week. I'm sure you tune in to hear me speak. 7 a.m. in the morning, my time, PST. Pacific Standard. Find an interesting topic and read. We're also trying to fill the need. We're going to have guests. We're going to have call-ins. We're going to have guest hosts if all things fall in line. And that's all I've got on my mind. Are we done? Because I got to run. All right, I got to go, folks. That's the Doug Rice Show. Thank you so much for being here. Tell them I said so. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye. Wait, hold on. Again, it's this new format. You got to get used to it. All right. Well, it's Sunday. Yep, tomorrow's Monday, and who knows when? But maybe one day it'll all come crashing down all around you. You might hear the sound. You may not hear it. Who knows? You may not even be near it. But if you are going out in public places. Do me a favor, would you? Get that goddamn grin off your faces. Okay, you can go now. Bye-bye. Thanks. I gotta go.